guys, it's Fiona from Eventide Reads, and today we're getting a video on Monday instead of Tuesday because today is the 11th of May and I found out this morning it's actually 20 years since Sabriel, however you want to pronounce it, I actually pronounce it Sabriel, was originally released in Australia by Gothniks. 20 years! That's insane. I'm pretty sure the UK edition came out a few years after that. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 years or something like that. But I didn't read it until I was, I don't know, very, very early teens, 12, 13 maybe. And I didn't know that that would be sort of the starting point for young adult fiction for me. At the time, I didn't know that was going to be a thing, you know. I always thought Twilight was the thing that got me into reading YA, but when I think about it, the first real YA I ever read was Sabriel. And even then I didn't even read that, I listened to that on audio. Growing up, I was an avid reader, I always have been. My dad's an avid reader, always has been. No one else in my family particularly so. And if you've been with my channel a little while, you will know that I'm a massive fan of this series. I have a video that was around the time that Clariel was released. Some of the reasons why you should read the Old Kingdom series, which I will link here. It is one of my favourite series. I mean, I don't reread a lot of books. I have reread Sabriel. I don't re-listen to audiobooks, but I have re-listened to Sabriel. I originally had Sabriel as a cassette. My dad bought it for me on a whim and I fell in love with it. I completely destroyed the cassettes because I listened to them so much. And it was only, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, that I actually re-listened to it for the first time in a long, long time. And I forgot how much I loved those characters. I was very, very lucky that I got to meet Gothniks last year when he came to do signings in Manchester for the release of the hardback Clariel. And he is a fantastically interesting guy and it was great to listen to him. I was that person with all those books, everyone was going, oh wow, that's a lot of books, and I'm like, yeah, well all these are mine and then that one are somewhere else's. I own most of his books and I went out of my way to find a hardback Sabriel online to finish my collection before I went and met Gothnik, so I would have an entire hardback set because it's one of my favourite series. I really enjoyed Clariel and I can't believe it's been 20 years since Sabriel first was published. I wasn't even 6. I wasn't even 6 years old at this point. You know, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. I just think that Sabriel is a fantastic fantasy series and I don't know, it has a place in my heart. Like, there's a handful of books that really do, but there's not many fantasy ones that have that. And I was really excited when I first heard about Clariel and I loved it and it's great. And I know that both myself and one of the booksellers I work with are really excited to be selling the paperback of it next month because we both are big fans of the series. And I think it's really important to get people to broaden their horizons when reading because the Old Kingdom series isn't your standard fantasy series. It's so much more than that. As you may have gathered by now, I do rather love it. And I think one of those things is because Sabriel is such a wonderful character. She feels so many emotions. She is so strong-willed. She is powerful. She makes you look at yourself and go, yeah, I can do this. I can be who I want to be. I can do these things that I never thought I could do, that I never thought I'd have to do, but I can do them. And I think she's brilliant because of that. And I still can't say the disputable dog. I don't think I ever will. But will. So if you haven't read the Sabriel series, you need to read it. It is one of the best fantasy young adult series. It was, you know, part of the very start of the YA genre in its own right. It already existed, but we didn't know where it fit in. And now it can claim its space as one of the early YAs. And I think that's amazing. So go out and buy the books if you haven't already and read them and let me know what you think. Or have you read them? Are you a big fan of the series? Tell me down below. I hope you guys really enjoy this video today, and I will see you all in my next video.